Warning. Hey, there's this incredibly stupid thing on the internet where really dumb girls hold up signs explaining why they're against feminism.
Really? Girls expressing their own opinion about something. Dear God.
You people are so fucking stupid. And this is me explaining not only why some girls are against feminism, but why you're a total fucking moron for being against feminism.
He is angry, isn't he? And I don't see why. He hasn't got a stake in this argument either way.
I don't need feminism because I'm not a delusional, disgusting, hypocritical man-hater. I respect men, and they respect real.
I'm a man, and I respect her. Not because she's shunning the feminist movement, but because she's got her head screwed on enough to think for herself. Unlike the sheeple who jump on the bandwagon just because they like the hairstyles.
You're not only going to blindly generalize multiple times, but you're also going to assume that men just automatically respect you. I'm a man, and I don't really respect what you said.
First things first, kiddo. You're not a man. You're a boy. I mean, look at that face. You've never taken a razor to that baby soft face. You don't respect what she said? Well, that's fine. It doesn't make what she said any less valid. I don't respect what politicians say most of the time, but they're the ones in power, and I'm stuck here making a video about you.
Because guess what? You wouldn't have the right to vote without feminists. You wouldn't have the right to divorce a man without feminists. You wouldn't have anything near equal pay as men without feminists.
Okay, let's say you have cancer. That would suck, right? Let's say you start chemotherapy to get rid of the cancer. Good for you. Let's say you've now gotten rid of the cancer. Do you keep having chemotherapy even though you're cancer-free? It's the same principle. This isn't the 50s. We have equality.
For all we know, women would literally be treated like cattle without feminists.
For all we know. So you're admitting that you don't know? Because believe it or not, even before feminism, it was illegal to butcher women for meat.
Is this how you want to look? You want to be walking around the streets with only a little bit of skin showing? You really want to be treated like property? You want to be born into this world destined to be sold off to the highest bidder? Is that really what you fucking want?
You know, he kind of reminds me of those 17-year-old Jehovah's Witnesses that come to your door that know nothing about life but want to tell you how to live it. Tell me what rights that I have that women don't have. And really, you shouldn't compare women's rights to fucking radical Islamists. Because it shows just how much freedom women actually have here.
Because in our history is the overwhelming tendency for women to be oppressed. And when someone is oppressed, they need someone to stand up and say, this is fucking bullshit and it needs to change.
Is that going to be you, Sparky? What would you change if you had the chance to change anything you wanted? Seriously, that's a question. If you could change one thing in terms of women's rights, what would you change? I think the brief answer is, you haven't got a fucking clue what you're talking about.
14 women say they don't need feminism, aka 14 dumb motherfuckers.
I could literally slice the irony up and make a fucking irony sandwich out of this shit. Do you remember when he said, "You're generalizing a whole bunch of people"? You remember that? Yeah, sure you do. Here's a reminder.
You're not only gonna blindly generalize multiple times.
Yeah, well, way to generalize all the fucking women that don't identify as feminists.
I don't need feminism because I respect all humans, not just one gender. It's not about females being better than men. It's about women having the same rights as males. How does that not register in your brain? Is it that feminists have been fighting so hard for so long that you've finally gotten so comfortable with the lifestyle these women earn for you that you no longer appreciate it like some spoiled fucking brat that was born with a silver spoon in its mouth?
Seriously, you want to talk about looking like a spoiled fucking brat who's got a silver spoon in his mouth? And how much feminist literature have you actually read? I've read plenty that basically says all men are evil rapists who should be locked away in solitary confinement while women rule with an iron fist. You might hear a bit of sound distortion in the microphone while I try and talk through all of this irony.
This is August 18 this year. Gender pay gap. Female bosses earn 35% less than male colleagues. Obviously, there's a huge fucking problem here even today. People who do the same job with the same quality and effort deserve the same fucking pay. Doesn't matter if they're a girl or a boy.
You know what? You're such a fucking idiot. I'm having a hard time believing that this wasn't made as satire. This has been debunked so many fucking times. It basically tells me that you've done absolutely no research on non-feminist biased sources. There is no pay gap. If males and females hold the same jobs, they will be paid the same. That's written into law. Do a bit of research before you come on the internet and make an ass of yourself. The statistics are derived from taking the salaries of all men and the salaries of all women, regardless of job or personal circumstances. Do you know why I'm even fucking explaining this to you? You're not going to fucking listen. It's just fucking pointless. I just waste my fucking time. But trust me, it's been debunked.
So to reduce this pay gap that still exists today, who are you going to rely on? This chick holding up a sign, ignorantly protesting feminism?
Okay, let me just take a moment to appreciate this kid attempting to call somebody out on ignorance. No, we can't have you pretty little things thinking for yourself. Come to our bandwagon where you're safe from all the rapists.
Ladies, if you're gonna hold up a sign saying you're against feminism, I beg you, do it with a burqa on. At least then you would be honest about your real position.
Huh, I didn't realise the default position of not identifying as a feminist was Islam. I also wasn't aware that before the feminist movement, all the women in the West had to wear fucking burqas. Just because these women don't hate men and don't post stupid fucking articles about feminism on BuzzFeed doesn't mean they're oppressed. We live in a free society, they can do what they want. I mean, isn't that the whole thing about feminism? Women doing what they want? If what they want is to not identify as feminists, stop oppressing what they want to do, or don't want to do. No means no.
To all you morons who are too fucking stupid to look up the definition of feminism before you make one of those asinine signs full of ignorance, this is the fucking definition. The advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality.
Yeah, equality. Like, if I go out for a drink and meet a nice girl, we hit it off and go back to my place for some fun. She wakes up the next morning and then decides then that she regrets what she did. I raped her. Yeah, that's fucking equality. There are so many laws that favour women, that women want made more in their favour, mostly around family planning and alimony areas. As for feminism, the dictionary definition is archaic and outdated. We don't need that definition anymore. But people have devoted their lives to it and have nothing left to show for themselves once feminism dies. So simply, they won't let feminism die, because then they'll have nothing, and people make good money off playing the professional victim. So maybe you could do a bit more research before making asinine videos full of ignorance.
So when you sit here like a fucking jackass, opposing your own goddamn human rights, you don't help anyone.
Opposing their own human rights? That's kind of interesting. So you're saying women aren't human? Seems like the kind of contradiction I've come to expect from you, though, so I'll just correct you. Taking the piss out of you is getting kind of boring and easy, so legal rights, not human rights. It's a big distinction.
This whole anti-feminism movement is for complete fucking idiots. You don't bite the hand that feeds you.
I really don't think so. Many of these women have really got their heads screwed on more than you seem to. But I guess it's hard for you, screwing it on when your head's so far up your own arse. And I think the point they're making is they don't need a hand to feed them. They're capable of feeding themselves without demanding. They have special privileges.
So many women simply don't understand how life was before feminism. I seriously have a hard time believing society today.
You're talking like you were there. You weren't fucking there. And yeah, our society today's not perfect, but it's the best we've ever had. Look at human history and tell me a time when humans have had it better than we have it right now. We've got healthcare, heated houses, electricity on demand. Our society is pretty good and women are equal within it.
We're acting like a bunch of fucking spoiled teenagers.
No, kiddo. You're acting like a spoiled teenager.
Who have had everything handed to us. And what do? We turn towards our ancestors, the people who came before us, metaphorically our parents, and we say, fuck you for being so caring, so considerate, so loving towards me, for sacrificing yourself for the sake of my advancement in this world, because I'm an ungrateful, spoiled piece of shit.
I don't think any single person is saying that about feminists of the past. Yeah, they did a good job, won the vote, got equal pay, good on them, but it's been achieved.
And I'm so stupid I don't even realize by holding up this sign, I'm begging for things to go back to the way they were before feminism existed.
Are we reading the same sign there? Because it looks to me like it said, I don't need feminism because I like it when men say compliments about my body. And do you know what? If they like it, then fuck it. Why not? It's what they want. Some people like to be strangled during sex. If it floats your boat and both people consent to it, then who are you to say it's wrong?
So I ask you this, if you are going to be so goddamn stupid as to oppose your own gender's equality to the other gender, do not vote ever again, because without feminists you wouldn't have the right to vote. You oppose them, that would be hypocritical for you to vote.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's the, you atheists don't believe in Jesus, so you can't Christmas with us. Same old arguments, different fucking skins. No, they're not saying we never needed feminism. What they're saying is, personally, we don't need feminism now, which is a perfectly valid claim. You think as soon as feminists shave their armpits and get a regular job that we're suddenly going to revert to a pre-50s state? That's not going to happen.
If you ever marry a guy and you want to divorce him, well, tough fucking luck. If there were no one fighting for women's rights, do you really think you'd have the ability to divorce someone?
Oh, divorce long predates the feminist movement, like fucking really long predates it. We're talking hundreds of years. I'm not going to play the rest of the video, it's just a few seconds of this toxic little bastard spewing more of his shit. But good job to anybody who made it this far. I nearly didn't. I really think this lad needs to see a child psychologist or he's going to grow up to be a serious sociopath. So much hate. Though I suppose ignorance is bliss. If you enjoyed this video, then why not subscribe? I'll be making more videos just like this one.